Hey, it's Engraver here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another work in progress. I'm very excited to show you this work. This is Hidden Riffs, to be released to you by the end of the month. And this is my first real attempt at exploring that down-tempo genre, that ambient, that darker ambient tone. I haven't really approached this before. I really didn't have the skill at the time, so just building skills and practicing, and I think I've got a long way to go, but I'm hearing some potential. I hope you enjoy what you are about to hear. But before we dive in, I'd like to say that these instruments are raw. I haven't really messed with levels, and I haven't even messed with the instrumentation. I like a lot of what I hear, but I will be changing up one or two instruments by the time you hear it again in its final form, mixed and mastered. So it's not mixed, it's not mastered, this is as is, but hopefully you like it. So let's get started. So this is quite unusual for me to just go this much time without much activity, without introducing a rhythmic section or even a bass or even harmony. This is subliminal. This isn't really any definitive harmony. But the more I add to this section, the more it takes away that ambience, that aural goodness that is this ambience. So I think I'm leaving it. So you're not going to get much activity until well over a minute. About a minute and 5 seconds. And even so, it's minimal. We'll start with the rhythmic section where I just have a kick and a snare. Now, I don't know why this region here is called kick. That is a snare. But that's all for my rhythm so far. With the kick here, I decided to use the overdrive a little bit differently than what I'm used to. I brought the tone, that cutoff tone, as you can see that rolling off here, all the way down to 90 hertz. So that kick sounds present, but it also sounds distant. It starts with this value here. I think it starts at 2000, which I don't like. So we'll bring it all the way down to, I do like 90. I really like just kind of a knocking at the door from a distance. Now, this pitched instrument here is a piano of sorts. There are a few things I have to tweak, but as far as the music, there's really no definitive melody. It's got intervals, it's got chromaticism, but it's meandering. It's not really, there's no resolve, and I think I'm going to keep it like that. And these horn pipes, they're not horn pipes, they're harpsipipes, which I've never heard before. That reverse kind of shape. Like that. Now, I need to beef up these instruments. I don't like the sound of it right now. I think they're too thin. But I like the gesture. So I'm keeping the gesture here. But I've got to change the tone and I've got to beef up their presence just a little bit. But they go hand in hand. These two go hand in hand. The piano and this kind of instrument. Now, bass, is using the ES2, and it's actually a modified bass I call Elastic. And this is my first time I've done bass where it really is an ostinato, which I have done, but it does not stray from C sharp. It will stay C sharp the whole time. And bass is in the middle, about the middle 60%. And it's not doing much. It's just staying on one pitch. It's adding a little bit more here. But that's because the bell tones are dropping off. That bass is gonna sound good. It's not mixed, it's maybe mixed a little bit. Maybe some EQ and all of that, but it's got some oomph. And I don't know if you can hear it on your end, but it sounds really good on my headphones. And I can't wait to hear the master. Now these sounds that you hear here, I plan to morph them into different textures and colors as they go. Right now, it's just MIDI data kind of bouncing around at the same velocity level. And they're actually, to my ears, they're actually quite loud. I usually, by the way, keep everything at 0 dB. But for this video playback, we'll just lower the volume just a little bit. And that's bass. Came and it went. Now we're getting to the end of the piece, and this is very unusual for me. I'm not saying I won't do it again because I like the sound so far. But I'm ending the piece with instruments that didn't start the piece. Besides one. This track, Delish Bells, that's ending the piece. It's a bookend of sorts. But other than that, I am finishing with a little bit of kick and snare and some piano and some bells, and that's it. But it doesn't end the way it starts. And I'm used to doing that. I'm used to doing that ABA form or ABCA form or AABA form. So this kind of asymmetry between the instruments starting and finishing and filling in the middle, very unusual for me. This is kind of stretching me. It's taking me out of my composition comfort zone. The harmonic. So that is my piece, Hidden Riffs. Still nothing mixed or mastered yet, but I really do like these instruments here. Besides Ultrabeat and ES2, these tracks here are all Omnisphere, from the Omnisphere library, Omnisphere 2. Now I will say I have mixed feelings about Omnisphere. Out of their 14,000 sounds, I may have only kept about 500 and under, and I rated them pretty harshly. But the sounds that I do like, I really do like. So if that's something you want me to talk about in another video, let me know. I do have a pretty honest review of the library. But I do like these sounds. I have modified a lot of these sounds that they have provided. That's just who I am. But anyway, hopefully you like that. So yeah, let me know what you think. Leave those thoughts in the comments below, and I will talk to you next time. Until next time, always be on the lookout for some sound experimentation every Thursday, commentary every Tuesday, and keep producing the art you love. Until I see you next, and have a great one. Have a good week.